In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 outside-the-box link building techniques that can get the best links possible for your website. And no, this is not going to be your typical lane list of standard link building practices that everybody already knows about. Guest posting, Skyscraper, Haro, broken link building. All these techniques are fine and dandy, but they're basic AF. And basic only gets you so far. The techniques I'm about to show you have helped me get links on sites like Healthline, a DR92 website and the holy grail of health niche links, the New York Times, and Forbes, who you definitely already know. My name is Matt Diggity, and I literally build backlinks for a living. I build them to increase Google traffic for my own sites at LeadSpring and for my client sites with our SEO packages at the Search Initiative. Now, the problem with link building these days is that links are getting much harder to get. The challenge is 3-part. First off, everyone and their mama is link building these days, and when you send an email to a website you're trying to get a link on, you're competing with millions of spammers who have already flooded that person's inbox today. It's super hard to stand out, but don't worry, I got you covered. Next, these days webmasters are typically asking for money in exchange for links. Link building can get expensive, so it's important to supplement your link building toolkit with some strategies that don't cost money at all. And lastly, Google's algorithm is getting more advanced every day, so you want to use techniques that most of the herd doesn't do. My goal in this video is to show you how you can still crush link building today by thinking outside the box. I'm going to show you 7 of my favorite outside the box link building techniques that I typically only share in my course, The Affiliate Lab. Now make sure to stick around to the end because the last technique is the one that makes it rain the most. And before we get started, can you please head on over to the like button and make it rain as well. It costs $0 to smash the like button, takes a second to do it, and helps my channel out a ton. Thanks a bunch. The first technique I want to share with you is how to get a link from Kickstarter, a DR92 beast of a domain. Kickstarter is a legend of a website with over 400,000 referring domains and nearly 2 million visitors per month. And it's very possible to get free links from them without having to actually run a Kickstarter campaign. Let me explain. Let's say you have a website in the board game niche, like my bearded buddy Will Tribe. What you or Will could do is head over to Kickstarter's game category to look at what new and exciting games have campaigns going on right now. Here's a cute one called Tentacle Kitty. You heard me, Tentacle Kitty. Anyhow, what you're going to do is offer them a review of their product so they can use it as a testimonial on their campaign page. If you search for the @ symbol, you'll likely find an email or social media where you can contact the creators and send them a message like this. Hey John, I'm Will, the owner and editor of GameGasm.com. Note, that's a made-up site, but it really shouldn't be. I just dove into your campaign for Tentacle Kitty and thought it looked fantastic. I can't wait for it to come out. I wrote you a testimonial review of your game that you can use to add to your Kickstarter listing. Tentacle Kitty is cute, addicting, and wildly fun at the same time. A must-add to any board game collection. Will Tribe GameGasm. Hopefully that'll help you get more backing. That's it. That's all there is to it. I got one of these bad boys for pretty much every website in my portfolio, and you should too. The next outside the box link building technique is called partner outreach. This is when you reach out to the people you work with, the people you partner with on your website, and ask them for links. Let's say you or your client has an e-commerce site selling mittens. You carry mittens from brands like Hestra, Endura, Haglofs, and Sealskins. Why don't you reach out to each of these guys and send them something like the following. Hello Bjorn. Last month we sold 239 units of Hestra's mittens through our organic SEO channels. We crunched some numbers and found that with a little bit of SEO optimization, we can increase this by 15%. I'm reaching out to ask you for help in the form of a backlink to our mittens page. This should help us both out a bunch. We appreciate your partnership. Regards, Sven. Easy breezy. The key here is making it about them. You can do something very similar if you're an affiliate site, except affiliates have even more leverage when asking for these types of links. Let's say you have an affiliate site in the technology niche. You review routers, game consoles, VPNs, hosting companies. There's an unending amount of products and services you can review. But how can you make it about them? Here's some ideas. If you haven't already reviewed a product, you could offer a review in exchange for a backlink. And here's my favorite one. You could offer to write them a testimonial that they could add to their homepage as social proof. This last one is very similar to the Kickstarter approach, right? This technique works very good for affiliate sites, but I've also used it for my main site, Diggity Marketing. Like here on NitroPack, where I got a link directly from their homepage, which has 1,250 links going directly to it. But real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's Ezoic. Ezoic is a Google award-winning technology platform for publishers, offering a suite of data-driven tools to scale your online business. Ezoic is best known for display ads. Using machine learning, Ezoic can identify personalized ad experiences for every visitor that lands on your site, increasing revenue while balancing UX. And if you're worried about Ezoic's impact on page speed, they load ads directly from their servers, which minimizes the speed impact to who cares levels. The great thing is you can sign up instantly with Ezoic because they don't have any traffic minimums to join. And just because you smash the like button, you can sign up for free using the link in the description. Now back to your video. The next outside the box link building technique is so simple you'll slap yourself for not doing it before, and that's simply answering your inbox. As you very well know already, your email inbox gets spammed 200 times per day from people trying to get a link from your website. A lot of the time these are from crappy sites, but a lot of the time they're from great sites with high domain ratings and traffic. So here's what you do. Instead of ignoring these outreach requests, respond to the people with websites that you'd want a link from and ask for a link exchange. Just look at all these amazing links. I'll let you guess how many of them were landed simply because I decided to take a look at who wanted a backlink. Now, many people are concerned about link exchanges and whether or not they're against Google's guidelines. Well, here are the Google guidelines on link exchanges. They say excessive link exchanges, link to me and I'll link to you, are listed under what they call link schemes. The keyword here is excessive. As long as you don't do this too much and make it your primary link building technique, for crying out loud, you'll be fine. My next link building technique is to build what I like to call a legendary guest posting persona. I first heard about this strategy from my buddy Sia, who gave a presentation on this technique during the Chiang Mai SEO conference pre-games. This technique can get you some of the best links on the planet, so make sure you pay attention. What you want to do is hire a really good, smart, and qualified writer in your niche. For example, if you were in the health niche, you'd want to hire a doctoral student. If you were in the finance niche, you'd want a qualified CPA or fiduciary advisor, for example. If you want a fib, you could also just make up a persona, but I'll leave the naughty decisions up to you. Now, what you want to do is get this person or persona to guest post on the biggest publication that'll accept you. And then you write some in-depth shit that anyone could argue is quality content. And then you do it again and again. And eventually you'll build up a nice resume of publication work. From here, you'll create a website for your persona, a place to showcase their credentials and their publications. Now you start pitching to the big websites, the Forbes, the Fortunes, the Incs, anyone you'd want to link from. Because you've built up that reputation and the track record before, your success rate blows up. The links you can get with this technique are insane. But of course, this takes some work. But if you want to know how the big boy links are landed, there you go. The next link building technique I got for you is Skyscraper Outreach, but not Skyscraper Outreach. We're going to pivot things, as I'll show you soon. If you're not already familiar with Skyscraper Outreach, it was first coined by Brian Dean. With this technique, you essentially want to first find a proven linkable asset topic. For example, in the SEO niche, people love mega guides like my anchor text optimization mega guide. Then you want to make something better, except don't make a better version of my anchor text guide, please. Then lastly, you want to email people that have already linked to anchor text guides and ask them to update to your more improved guide. Now, unfortunately, Skyscraper doesn't work like it used to. Many sites just ask for money, and many other sites don't like updating existing content, even if it's to point to your improved mega guide. But just because someone says no doesn't mean you should give up. Ask them instead if you could write a guest post for them. If they told you they don't like updating posts, that's fine. You'll write a new post for them. The reason this works is because you've already got their attention and got a response from them. That's half the battle. Next, because you've gone in asking for a free link, they're very unlikely to charge you much, if anything, after you've already dealt with one of their objections. The next technique also involves guest posting. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, vanilla link building techniques still work, just not as well as they used to. So what you're going to do here is just multiply your success rate. A guest post is when you offer to write content for someone, and in that content you place a link to your site. This is a very standard link building technique that's been around since the Middle Ages. Here's a twist. Next time you get the opportunity to write a guest post for someone, sneak in a link to one of your friends' sites as well. Then they'll get you back. They'll land their own guest post and include you in theirs. But why stop there? Why not get a whole gang of your friends to do the same thing? People in the travel niche know what I'm talking about. That niche is basically an orgy of this technique. Networking to find guest post partners is pretty damn easy. You can go to Facebook groups like mine, the Affiliate SEO Mastermind, or just like I showed you before, you can simply answer your own inbox. Most people that email you asking for a link are going to be in the same exact niche too. I shared a script for this technique in my guest post on steroids video, so check out the link in the description after you finish this video. Next up, we have digital PR. Digital PR is probably the most artistic and creative form of link building possible. It involves creating newsworthy stories, often in the form of data, that you pitch to journalists so they can share them on the biggest websites on the interwebs. Like this study I had published on the most influential tech companies. It's picked up tons of great links, including the New York Times. Now, hitting digital PR out of the park requires a great story. What kind of topic can you cover that is relevant to the current interests of today? What kind of data can you put together that would be linkable? And how can you create a story about it that interests journalists? And after that, it's all about outreaching to the right journalists to get them to feature your story. If digital PR is something that interests you, make sure to subscribe and I'll publish a full video on this topic.